Hey YouTube, this is David of TeamPC. I want to talk about what I feel is an interesting concept and that I feel should be talked about. I've seen a video recently about, I'm pretty sure most of you have seen it, was the WKDev video of are we happy that we are getting these busted archetypes and all this other stuff. And I think in a way we're looking at it, that mindset is, are we happy with what we're getting, is more of a narrow way of looking at it. As you can see by the title up there, my way of looking at it is, do we really have a choice in what we play? And what I mean by that is, Konami makes these archetypes, which are essentially pre-made decks coming out in packs. You can choose to play, well, the way I look at it, you could play whatever the hell you want. You could throw 40 cards, grab 40 cards out of your commons, and just make sure it's legal within the narrowest parameters and go play that. But what I mean is, to be competitive, do we really have a choice in what we play anymore? Which, in my opinion, that's kind of iffy. I mean, the top three decks, obviously, Insectors, Windups, and Rabbit. For that type of mindset, you basically either you choose one of those three decks, or you're stuck in the Tier 2 category with whatever, or Tier 3, or you're not even a blimp on the radar because of what you're playing. Hieroglyph Dragons, when they come out, do they have the potential to make it up there and kick something out? I don't really know much. From my understanding of it, they are good, but they do have their weaknesses, which is the next thing I'm going to talk about, is what do we do from here? I am aware that we are only 6 days into the format, but this is a question we kind of need to be aware of and should be asking ourselves. Where do we go from here? You've seen in a previous video my deck profile on a Lightsworn deck. That was way long ago, before anyone even the list was even confirmed or even thought of, probably, that Lumina should go to 2. That was a call I made based off of my understanding of how the meta was going, because I was paying attention to what was being released, what kind of effects were coming out, what would Konami do to rake in customers, basically, without ruining, to a certain extent, the fan base they already have. Like, I am aware that everyone, including myself, doesn't really like this ban list. Like, if I had a choice between unbanning, keeping my Lumen at 2, or unbanning some of my cards, some of those cards off that list, I'd rather just unban some of those cards, because it'd make everything a little more fair, in a sense. I mean, obviously, if you can afford to play whatever the hell you want, you're not in... Congratulations, you're part of what I'm assuming is the 5% that can. I'm speaking to the average Joe player who does go to his regionals, he goes to his locals a lot, maybe he'll occasionally go to a YCS or two, but he's playing what either took him a long time to get, which could have been one of those top 3 decks previously mentioned, or he's playing something he likes. Whereas, which kind of brings me to point 3, what you like and what your play style is going to determine your success in this meta, in my opinion. Me, I'm running Lightsworn / Twilight because either deck I choose to run during a specific time gives me specific options, and there's no arguing that, oh, Lightsworns are broken because Lumina's a 2 or JD's a 2, or JD's a 3. I mean, there's a balance there. The risk of milling out your deck, milling the wrong thing, milling those cards you need to get stuff back, is equal to the reward of you basically opening the nuts on your opponent and just like, good game, bro. You what I'm saying is, the way this format is, even though everyone's so mad about it and they're mad about all these archetypes and all, and this got banned and this format sucks, instead turn it on your head. Okay, I'm stuck playing in this. What do I do to show Konami that just because you don't like the randomness of like how certain cards can flow together and just basically rape people, what can I do to show you that that's what this game is about? You just wanna, you need, the creativity needs to come back. Otherwise, we're going to just be stuck in the cycle where Konami's just going to be like, archetype this, archetype that, buy these packs if you want to play these decks, because the archetypes we're releasing in this pack is basically what's in and competitive now. I'll gladly show some examples real quick of what I'm talking about. I ran Twilight recently. It did pretty good for me with some of the text I put in here. Let's see. I'll show you a couple of extra deck and some side deck texts real quick. 3 of my extra deck texts that some people would argue that I'm a bad player for using. Dark End, Light End, Infernity Doom. Well, oh my god, David, you're bad. You're a Twilight player and you play those? You're bad. Why are you not playing, like, Leviair and blah 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 and blah blah blah? Well, part of that is I can't play Leviair and Zenmains because I can't afford it. I'm not playing Tour Guide because I can't afford it. That's common sense right there. But these give me better options. Although Zenmains and Leviair do give me great options, I will admit that. I feel that right now, with what I can play, these give me a better option than those 2 cards will. Because if I sit on a Zenmains, I'm sitting there stalling, and it's just like, okay. I have some amount of time to get over, and my opponent's thinking of ways to get over. Leviair, I got something removed. I can get it back. I can put a Necro Garden back on the field to do something, or I can do this, or I can do that. Okay. But those, especially Infernity Doom, because I'll explain why. Dark End, everyone knows what he does. 500 attack, pop a card, send a monster. Light End, lose 500 permanent attack, decrease a monster's attack by 1500 when it battles this card. I could just set in defense position, they try to attack over, activate the effect. It still has 21 defense, and I'm just diminishing my attack to keep negating, and you just keep running into a wall. And Infernity Doom, which in my opinion does extreme work in Twilight. Basically, no cards in hand, pick a monster on the field, your opponent takes damage equal to half? Yeah, half that monster's attack. But it can't attack that turn. Your opponent JJ's, because Twilight mirror matches are dumb like that. Opponent JD's, oh no. Lumina, Ditch, Lumina, Plague, Infernity, pop your monster. Now you're sitting there trying to come back because you wasted that entire play going JD. Well, now I have basically my 3rd JD on the field. Some extra deck decks I like. For example, Absolute Crusader. It basically does the same thing as Thunder King with level 5 or higher, but I don't have to worry about the Light Imprisoning Mirror because he's an Earth. So that just makes my opponent angry. Green Kappa pops back rows for like macro and defissure. And one of my favorite techs, especially in a Dino Rabbit match, Chaos Hunter. Everyone knows Chaos Hunter. You can when your opponent special summons a monster, you discard a card from your hand. So you could ditch a wolf if it's dead in the hand, or you ditch a necrogarner or a plague or something, or another light sworn, and you special summon it. Your opponent cannot remove cards from play. Rabbit likes to run macro and defissure. Also, it's 2500 attack. Lagia is 24, Dolka is 23. Stop you from removing stuff from play, and I'm forcing you in a situation where you better have an out right then and there. Otherwise, we're gonna have a problem. Anyways, that's just me rambling, I guess, about some things. Basically, all I'm trying to say is, you're mad, I'm mad, we're all mad. Some of us are. Those of us who are playing those top 3 decks aren't as mad, I guess. But there are choices. Instead of complaining, like some people still are, just find your way and deal with it. If you're that mad, just basically show Konami what the deal is. Just be like, okay, you don't like random mishmashes of cards winning? Let me show you what I can do when I have a random mishmash of cards and I'm winning. Ban my decks, because that's what this game is about. You're supposed to be creative. You don't have to give in to the freaking archetype thing, which are essentially, most of them, decks on autopilot. That's just my opinion on the whole thing. Comment, rate, subscribe. Tell me what you think, because I really want to hear what you think about the whole thing. This is David, TPC. I'm out.